my mom took me to choir practice on Monday, and because the church at the time, like, it was a Catholic church, so the way they're singing songs of praises, you know what I'm saying? All of them things there. Do you get me? So my auntie was quite a very abusive, physical woman. So a lot of the times she used a lot of reverse psychology as well, which kind of messed with my head when I was younger, because it was like every time she would abuse man or hit man or do something, she'd then tell man she loved man. So it was a bit like, I didn't have the strength, do you know what I mean? I didn't have this, like, the spirit to keep going and try to, because when you go through certain things, bro, you get suicidal thoughts. I had a lot of suicidal thoughts at certain points, do you know what I mean? And I'm not a person that's suicidal, so I love life, do you know what I mean? But there was times where it got very dark for me, and if I didn't read my Bible, if I didn't pray, and just have that spirit, that essence of God being there, it would have been long. So I definitely think tap into your faith more.
So AV,
Yes, my broski.
if I was a fly on the wall in your house
Yeah.
that you grew up in,
Yeah.
what would your life look like?
So I was born in South Africa originally. So I came over to the UK when I was 6. So the first few years of my life, it was just me and my mom. And I was in Africa for South Africa for quite a bit, and then so the first period of my life was pretty hard. So me and my mom was poor. We was I think we even lived in, like, I want to say it's like we called it the Ark. So it's where I think vulnerable mums and children and people go, and I think it was actually a reformed jail. So when I look back on it, like, as a kid, you don't think where you're sleeping, where your is where it is. But then when I realized it was one bathroom, that is, like, you had the bunk bed, you had the toilet, you had the sink, and then it was just a gated jail. So, like, a gated door, so you can see the other person's room. So then after that situation happened, by God's grace, my auntie came and took us to Cape Town. So then I've gone from living in this sort of prison, reform jail, refugee, or whatever you want to call it, and then to just like almost a 5-star hotel penthouse setting. And then my auntie, we decided to go to the UK. So my mom was supposed to come to the UK, she didn't end up coming. So then I ended up living with my auntie. Then I got fostered at age 6. So for the most of up until from age 7, I was living with this white household called the Dean. Shout out to them. And it was very different. So I had my own room, which was cool, but it was the whole dynamic was, you could do, like, I don't know, like, I could go in their fridge and just eat and ask for whatever I want. So in our culture, you have to ask for that first.
So this was a white household.
Yeah, this is a white household. So when they're telling me, just help yourself, I'm like, huh?
It's new to you.
I'm like, help myself. So I'm going crazy. As a youth, you know what I mean? I'm stuffing my face and doing whatnot.
Of course.
But I had to adjust. I had to learn the ways of the West and whatnot. And then from age 9 up until 19, I lived with my foster mom, my mum, Gloria McQueen. She's from she fostered me, and she raised me. So she saw that all the gifts, the music, the acting, she threw me into all of that stuff. And
so when you say she threw you into, like, how did she help nurture that? Like, did she put you into any, like, classes or?
I think, okay, so what she did was, she did put me into classes, but how it happened was I was always a vibrant, like, very energetic child, you know what I mean? So I was always dancing or mimicking, doing voices, accents, all these sorts of things. So she saw that I was singing one time. I think it was Saturday chore day or whatever. So Saturday we used to wake up, do chores. And I think my mum was just my mum must have put on Motown, classic Motown, whatever she was putting on. It was either Marvin Gaye or one of them people there. Mm-hmm. So I'm there, I'm there with the broom sweeping, yeah, but I'm dancing, I'm singing. So she's like, oh, right, you can sing. So, okay, cool. So on Monday, we're going choir practice. Monday comes, I'm not thinking anything of it. I don't think she's being serious. She's like, okay, let's get ready and go. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. But my dynamic was pretty good, bro. I think when I grew up, like from age 9 to 19, I had a pretty good childhood. I had a roof over my head.
Yeah.
I had, do you know what I mean, clothes on my back. I was very fortunate out of the circumstances that I've come from. I know there's a lot of people that have been through a lot worse, but I was fortunate enough to have quite a good upbringing up until those ages, yeah.
So I just want to go back to the time that you weren't fostered. So before that, like how did you feel in those moments? Like as a young child.
I can't lie. At first, I didn't get because it was only till I was older that my mum told me the reason why she didn't come was because my auntie actually tore up her passport, so she couldn't come. Right. So in the end, it was just me and my auntie, and then my auntie was quite a very abusive physical woman. So a lot of the times she used a lot of reverse psychology as well, which kind of messed with my head when I was younger, because it was like every time she would abuse man or hit man or do something, she'd then tell man she loved man. So it was a bit like, and as a younger, I was very outspoken. So I was like, why would you keep telling me you love me when you keep doing this? You know what I'm saying? This is not what you do to people that you love. So I learned how to mask my emotions very quickly, and just to whatever stays in the household stays in the household. Because there was a lot of times where the neighbors would call the police would come and ask me how I'm doing, and I'd be like, yeah, I'm fine. Because obviously I don't want no situation. So, but yeah, it just helped me to mask my feelings a lot more. Yeah. And it did make me question if I was the problem, if I'm the issue, why was I going through this? What did I deserve? Why, you know what I mean? What was really going on? But then I realized from early, maybe it's a situation for my auntie. Maybe it's something that she's going through that I can't.
So you realized that at a young age?
Yeah. Really? I was quite clued on from a young age. But what had happened was, the first moment that I realized I was really on my own and it was just me was when her husband, they had a major fight. Everything was everywhere. TV was smashed up, living room was mashed up. And then I've come in the middle, and bear in mind, I'm just 6 years old at this point. So I've come in the middle, six turning 7, trying to stop these grown-ass people trying to fight. And then, he just got me in his car. Her husband got me in, my auntie's husband got me in his car. And then he just literally dropped me outside of social services. I don't know what he said to them lot. And then he just left. I just watched his car drive off. And that was it. That was the moment that I realized, okay, it's just me now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry you went through that.
Yeah, no, it was hard. It was hard. But it was definitely, from there, it made me sort of realize a lot about, it doesn't matter whether your own family can do you wrong. So from there, it was like, if my own family can do me, there's no way I'm trusting anybody else. But I also, from that day, I realized that it just made me more grateful about my life as well, because I just realized that no matter what I'm going through, there's always somebody that's going through worse. So, I guess I became more grateful about where I was, because obviously I came into foster care, and I can't act like my life in foster care was really terrible. I've had certain situations, but I was more protected than I was vulnerable, I guess. So yeah, man, like, yeah, I was.
You know what? I think it's quite interesting you said that as well, because I remember speaking to someone and he said to me, always compare down. Like, always compare down, don't compare above, always compare down. And then compare to, yourself to people that are going through worse things. So it's interesting you said that, and it's so true. So between the ages of 9 to 19, you would say that's when life sort of became better for yourself?
Yeah. From ages 9 to 19, that's when, I believe that's when my foster mom really I grew as a man. So I learned to love again through her giving me that unconditional love.
Amazing.
And just taking me in straight away. Yeah. Like, I never felt like, even with my family now, like, I don't feel like an outsider. I don't feel like, oh, that's that kid that we fostered, or oh, that's, you know what I mean? Like, it's my cousins those are my cousins. That's my mom. That's my mom. Like, it was always, I always felt that love. So it helped me to retain that for myself. And it helped me to get out of my bubble, and just, that's when I started finding myself, getting into the music, getting into the acting, and like I always give thanks and props to my mom. Like, you know, without her, I don't know where I would be. Do you know what I'm saying? So, and always, I think it happened. It's divine timing. You know what I mean? So I thank the Most High. I thank God for my mom. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I've had a really, it's a testimony, really, my life. But,
yeah, no, it definitely is, man.
Yeah.
This is why we got you here, man.
Yeah,
so what was the first sort of initiation into music or acting?
Like I said, my first was going into the choir. My mom took me to choir practice on Monday, and because the church at the time, like, it was a Catholic church, so the way they're singing songs of praises, you know what I'm saying? All of them things there. Do you get me? So I was singing those types of songs. And I wasn't very confident in my singing voice until my choir master was like, yeah, you're gonna do a solo. And I was like, I was like, no.
Must have been daunting.
Yeah, it was, in front of the whole church as well. So once I did it and I got my nerves, I got over it. It was like, the whole church was like, oh, you got an amazing voice, keep going. But then I was listening to hip hop, I was listening to all these different rappers. And in my ends, it was Kid Wars Park that I went to, and I saw my bro Martin Stack, shout out to Martin, and my bro Dylan TKO, shout out to them too. And they were rapping, and I thought, like, all right, cool, I can do this rapping thing. Do you know what I'm saying? So I tried to string a few bars together, and then after that I went home, and then that was it. I just fell in love with rapping. Acting, I've been doing that since I was 9.
So talk to me about that as well, man.
Yeah, so with the acting, it was sort of the same thing. Like, my mum I used to do accents, and I used to just impersonate different adverts, different people. And I always used to just come up with, I was a very imaginative kid. So
I can actually picture you doing that as well.
I was always coming up with different, I do it now.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I still do it now. So, I was always coming up with different scenarios. And I told my mom I think Will Smith at the time, I was watching Fresh Prince. And there was just something about his energy that I felt like, and he's a Libra as well, which kind of makes sense. But at the same time, not that I'm into all that astrology stuff, but I saw myself in him. So it was like, you know what, cool, I want to be an actor, because my mom was like, why do you want to be an actor? I said, instead of studying so hard to be a plumber and all this, that, why can't I just act like one? Do you know what I mean? I could just act as a spaceman, or act like this man, and then that's my job, innit? Like, this is what I'm doing. So she was like, you know what, that's a good answer, that's smart. So yeah, and then from there I went on to do Northern Farm, which was an acting, like after school drama school, not drama school, but acting classes. That's where I started doing my acting, and then I went on to do. In Windsor, Ascot. I think I went on to do Midsummer Night's Dream and all these different acting stuff, and then in college, after college, that's when I started doing the short films, and I started getting into adverts and stuff like that. So man, it was just round about that time. And then the reason why I sort of postponed being on doing more acting is because acting is a lot harder than music, in the sense of there's so many. Well, it's the same equivalent. There's so many people trying to do it. So many people trying to get the same part, and there's certain people that they've either gone to drama school, or, do you know what I mean, or it depends on your experience and all these different things that you lean on. But yeah, after college, the music was just really taking off for me, so I just leaned more on the music side of things. Yeah.
That's cool, man. That's good, man. So before we had a conversation off camera, you mentioned that you've been in trouble with the law.
Yeah.
So man, I know you said things started to get better between the ages of 9 and 19.
Yeah.
So now you have left your auntie and uncle. You've been dropped off to social services. You're now with your foster parent or your foster mother.
Yeah.
Things are better for you personally.
Yeah.
But then obviously you've gone college. You're doing acting. You're doing music.
Yeah.
At what point do you find yourself like getting in trouble with the law?
For me, I'll be so real, like around 14, 15, I was always doing like minor little things, like me and my brethren we'd go around just doing minor little things, and then I got into, I was doing a little thieving here and there on some joke thing, but then I stopped doing all of that and sort of the music, I was focused more on the music side of things, and then I feel like when I was 19, when I moved out on my own place, that's when things started to sort of take that turn, and I was more into, I was getting in trouble with the law a little bit more. I think around 16 when I started smoking weed, drinking, that's when the little bit rebellious behavior started to come about. But I was very much like, I was one of those, like, if you dare me to do it, I'll do it. But I wasn't like trying to be like a bad boy. I was near enough the guy that was always chilling around. I could go to any circle. So you had the man then that was doing whatever they were doing on road. You had the guys, the guys that love to skate at the park. You have and then you just have the normal, the nerdy youths, the normal people. So, but when I was 19, I had my own place. That's when I started to have more trouble with the law. I was more time I was chilling with brethren that were on that type of time. So, yeah.
So at what point did you say, I need to make a change? Like, I need to.
I think when I realized I was gonna have a son and then I became homeless, it was that was the reality check for me. And I was about 20, turning 21, so I was still in the stages of becoming a man. So I was very much on the road to sort of understanding who I am, building myself as a man, but I hadn't grasped or understood what it was. So when my son's mother at the time told me she's pregnant, I was like, that was when it was sort of like, okay, I need to step up, I need to find something to do. So what I ended up doing was having work, but I was doing a 0-hour contract. So I was doing care work, and then I wasn't getting no hours, bro. So I was I was available, but they weren't giving me no hours, and they were always asking people if they were available. So then, I can't lie, I went back to the roads because it was like, what else am I gonna do? It's like, I've got to provide. I was sleeping on the road, then I was sleeping on my brethren's sofa. I'm trying to maneuver, trying to get the money. So my last bit of money that I had saved up that I gave my mum, I must have had, so these times I'm 19, no, I'm 20, 21, so I had my first like proper bag, but it was legit. So I was like, raw. So I was proud of that because I didn't have to do it. I didn't do it out of, I didn't have to break the law to do that. So I sent that money to my mom, and then I told my mom, like, I'm gonna need all of that. So I gave half my money quick to my child's mother to start getting things in order for our son. And then I had to go and ask my mom for the rest of the money, the 5 bills that I had. And then from there it was difficult, bro. I was battling with myself to like stay off the road, provide, find a job. It was a lot at that time. And then I ended up finding a job. I was on UC as well, and that time UC wasn't paying good at all. So I was probably getting like 180, maybe 2 bills a month to survive on.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, so
right.
I'm giving 150 to my, I'm giving about 150 to the mother of my child.
Yeah.
And I'm surviving on like £50 for the whole month, trying to make it work. So.
And
and I'm trying to do music.
You're sleeping rough.
I'm sleeping rough. Yeah, I'm homeless.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? At this time, she did want me to. She wanted me to stay with her at her mum's, but I was just not comfortable doing that.
Yeah.
Eventually, I did, but yeah, that was a dynamic that it was a bit hard for me. I realized that as a man, I need to just have my own. Do you know what I mean? So there was times where we'd have arguments. And it's like I'm getting kicked out the house, and now I've got to sleep on road, or I've got to ask my brethren if I can sleep on his sofa. Yeah, it was a lot, and at the same time, trying to keep and be authentically myself and not crash out. It was a lot, because I know I'm not like I always tell people, and my brethren will tell you, everybody will tell you this, that I'm not a bad man, I'm not a gangster. I just do what I need to do to get what I need to get done. I'm a hustler, baby. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I understand myself, and I was always battling. And this is the thing this is the thing that people don't tell you about being on the roads and going into that life, is losing an element of yourself every time. Because when you're on the roads, there's a one way of thinking. You know what I mean? You haven't got time for the games. You haven't got time to be sensitive. You haven't got time to think about anybody else but getting this bread and getting this money. If somebody messes up, it's crunch time. You know what I'm saying? So I was battling with keeping my authentic self and being on road as well. So, and then coming off road and just trying to be a family as well was hard, but
tough. Yeah.
It was, and I was at a point where I wasn't stable. Do you know what I mean? I wasn't. I was making a lot of bad decisions, or decisions that were, were unsavory and probably weren't good for me at the time because I was unstable. I wasn't in a place in my life, physically, spiritually, financially, or emotionally, where I could, really have my life in order. So yeah, man.
Yeah, that's understandable, man.
It was hard, but one thing that always kept me together was my faith, So yeah.
2 step, Then jiggle, then slide with the rhythm. Shorty don't owe me like she needs some forgiveness. I've been saying so many times, y'all be my witness. Used to be bold, now the eyes, yeah, glisten. She wants a baby by me, soon gon' be a millionaire. Got a baddie on me, she got Brazilian hair. Phil Collins, I feel success all in the air. I'm rare, can't be duplicated, drippy Ric Flair. She want a baby by me, soon gon' be a millionaire. Got a baddie on me, she got Brazilian hair. Phil Collins, I feel success all in the air. I'm rare, can't be duplicated, drippy Ric Flair. She my baby, no baby mama.
My faith was something that was very important that kept me going a long way, and I feel like it's important to keep that in mind and for people to understand that faith is a very important thing. So shout out to the Most High, you know what I mean? Because there was times as a man I didn't know how, I didn't have the strength, do you know what I mean? I didn't have this the spirit to keep going and try to, because when you go through certain things, bro, you get suicidal thoughts. I had a lot of suicidal thoughts at certain points, you know what I mean? And I'm not a person that's suicidal, so I love life, do you know what I mean? But there was times where it got very dark for me, and if I didn't read my Bible, if I didn't pray, and just have that spirit, that essence of God being there, it would have been long. So I definitely think tap into your faith more.
Absolutely.
Like without God, there's none of this happens. So none of this works. So yeah, man.
Absolutely. So outside of this, me and you, we formed our friendship.
Yeah.
Hearts of Talent.
Yeah, man. Big up Jasmine. Yeah, big up Jasmine, Dale, and Amoy.
Yeah.
Dale, they were so for those who don't know, Sylvester was doing photography for Hearts of Talent. I was one of the contestants for Hearts of Talent. So Hearts of Talent is a charity that advocates against knife crime.
Yeah.
And what they do, they help young people, young to old people, but they generally focus on younger people, to channel their creative talents, whether it's acting, whether it's music, whether you're a dancer, whether you're a poet. They channel that. They had a show. So what they had is they had a talent show. They had auditions. I went to the auditions. I got through, and then I met Sylvester at I think it was an audition. It was the audition that I met, and he was taking the pictures. And then I got through, and then we met at, I think it was Brent, I think there was a youth club, or Brent Youth Club Centre, or whatever it was. And that was the brief introduction to all the contestants. Yeah, man. So shout out to every one of them as well.
Absolutely, man. So how do you feel like that kind of helped you? Like, how do you feel like that period, man?
I'll be so real, bro. That period was that was a period in my life that was very important, because I just come out of being homeless again, and I was very much active on the roads that time. So I had a split with my child's mother the year or the previous year before. I was in a hostel. I was just very unstable again. So my life had hit a certain point again where it was like, okay, I've got to get back on my feet. I've got to fix up. So Hearts of Talent came at a point where I was changing and turning my life around, and I wanted more for myself. I wanted to get back onto the music, because I'd stopped doing music. I hadn't been active on the music as much. I was doing features, but I wasn't releasing anything so much for myself. So when I went there, it was good to see people like yourself. People come from all different types of walks of life, all different backgrounds. Some from the hood, from the end. Some people not, and just hearing their story, hearing what inspired them, and it inspired me to get back onto the music thing, and it changed my life. It definitely changed my life, and it also helped me to cope with, because my sister passed away due to cancer on that year, and it was after we did the Hearts of Talent, the show at Wembley, the final,
my mum called me like a few days after, like literally I think a day after, to let me know the news, but I couldn't. She said I didn't want it to prevent you from, I didn't want it to stop you from doing what you needed to do at Hearts of Talent. So it was like, it was nice because I think I spoke to you like a few days after, and I spoke to Jasmine, I spoke to a few people and just let them know that, guys, I'm really down. For me, it's because I hadn't spoken to my sister for a long time, so that touched me. But Hearts of Talent, it will forever be in my heart because of the fact that it really gave me that revival, that platform. And it made me feel like, do you know what I mean? At the time, I was 20, 24, maybe 22, 23, 24, trying to figure out, okay, am I too old to be doing this music thing? Like, do I still have it? You know what I mean? And it gave me the momentum to carry on going. So, big shout out to, Hearts of Talent, the whole team. Big shout out to Jasmine, Dale, Amoyo, and I know one of the pastors passed away as well, so R.I.P. to her as well, Pastor Darby,
Alright, like, sorry man, I really my condolences about your sister. I didn't even know about that. So
man.
So sorry to hear about that, bro. And it sounds like you've been through a lot. You know, the most amazing thing about this is how you've come through it. Like, managed to keep yourself going. So how have you maintained like yourself? Like, how have you managed to keep yourself going?
I would say I would say it's come down to faith. Can you it just comes down to faith, bro. There was moments in my life where I didn't know how I was gonna make, how I was gonna eat, where my money was coming from. But it's that energy. I think I always had that positive energy, that outlook on life, that things will be better, things will be better. Also, that there's other people that lives have been a lot worse. So, I'm very fortunate to come from where I come from and to just do better. And that's what I'm trying to do. And I want people to learn from my story, learn from what I've been through. And because, a lot of people look up to me and say I'm a role model, but I was never trying to be a role model. I just wanted to be authentically myself. But I understand.
You're surprised at what people think of you, man.
Yeah, but
you'd be surprised at how you actually influence and
it's crazy, bro. Because people they tell me now, and I think that's what makes me keep going. And also having a son as well is and having a family and just understanding that my blessing, if I hinder my blessings, I don't know who else's blessings I'm hindering. So that's what makes me keep going in the morning. Just wake up and just keep focused. My faith in Yah, my faith in God, my family, my loved ones, my friends, and just the fact that I'm not done yet. I haven't done what I'm not done yet. I still have a long way to go. I still have a lot of things I want to do that I haven't done yet. As far as success, I do feel like I'm successful. I just don't feel like I'm near just where I want to be.
Absolutely. So what would you say you're working on now? Like what's like? What are you working on now?
Okay, so at the moment, shout out to Omini, shout out to 404. I'm part of a collective now. Although we're all individual artists, we've come together and made music. We've also been on the O2 Islington 4 times. Shout out to Wavier as well. And at the moment, it's just focusing on pushing our music. We've got Midnight Creed, Omini XAV Midnight Creed, which is currently on 159k views on Grind Daily. We've got On the Low, which is on Mixtape Madness. And we've got No Stress, the video coming out. So we've just done a video for that. We're doing a campaign for that. And bro, I'm just putting myself out there, really. Just putting myself out there, doing a lot more acting, modeling gigs. I did something with Channel 4 called Hear Me Out. I've done something with Boohoo Man. Yeah, bro. So right now my focus is solidly for 5 months is just getting myself out there, working as hard as I can, tunnel vision, being focused, meeting people such as yourself, creatives, making the connection that I need to make, and just pushing myself out there, getting myself through the door, and actually getting myself through the door. You know what I'm saying? Because before I was getting by the door and my foot was half in, and I'm trying to get everybody in, but I'm not in the room yet. So now it's about being in the room, and once I'm in the room, you know, I can make it easier for everybody else. You know, so yeah, man, it's about being in those spaces now. That's my goal. And you know, I've met a few people. I met Chippy, I met Shine Reynolds, I met Skepta, I met Common the other day. Do you know what I'm saying? I know that I'm in those spaces now. So, you know, it's about, you know, just being humble, having humility, working hard, and I just want to showcase who I am. You know, that's it.